So you have some Qantas and Velocity points, but you're not quite sure how you can use your points in order to get the most value from it. If this sounds like you, then you came to the right place, because today we'll be going through how to use your points in order to get the most value from them. And I'll even be sharing some brand new tools that you've probably never heard of before, which make it so much easier to search for super competitive flights in business and first class. So make sure you stay tuned. But first, what even is the value of a Qantas or Velocity point? This really depends on what you use your points for. An economy classic rewards flight from Sydney to Singapore costs 25,200 points plus $146 in taxes, fees and carrier charges. But if we were to book the exact same flight with cash, it would cost us $451. So the value of a Qantas point in this specific situation would be 0.12 cents. So the way I calculate the value of a Qantas point in this situation would be the price of the cash fare minus the taxes, fees and carrier charges, which would be $305. And then I do $305 divided by the points amount, which is 25,200 points, which would give me the value of a Qantas point, which is roughly 0.12 cents. Now let's see how the value of a Qantas point changes when you're booking business classic rewards flights. To do this, I have a handy hack. So I use this multi-city flight tool. Let's say I want to go from Melbourne to Singapore and then Singapore to Melbourne. And I put in my dates and then I simply click search flights. This calendar view makes it really easy to see the availability in economy, premium economy, business and first class. So let's say I do the 19th and then on the way back, I'm going to choose the 27th. And as we can see here, there is a business classic rewards flight from Melbourne to Singapore for 68,400 Qantas points plus $235 in taxes, fees and carrier charges. And if I were to pay cash for this flight, it would cost me $3,231. So that means we're really getting our money's worth when we do book this business classic rewards flight. The value of a Qantas point in this situation would be 0.0438 cents, which is much more than the 0.12 cents that we spoke about earlier. By the way, if you'd like to check out a tool that can help you manage your finances better, you can check out Bilroo, which is the brand new budgeting tool that we've just launched. It can help you do your budgeting and also manage your finances better. Plus, we are building new features every single week, which are all based on your feedback. So if you would like to try out this tool for yourself, you can check out the link in the description below. Another really amazing option to use your Qantas points is to book a round the world trip. I actually booked a round the world trip from Sydney to Singapore, then Singapore to London, Paris to New York, New York to Vancouver, Vancouver to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas back to Sydney for 235,300 Qantas points, plus $1,047 in taxes, fees, and carrier charges. This was honestly such an amazing trip. We spent about 3 months traveling the world, and we really got the most out of our Qantas points from a value perspective. So let's see how much a round the world trip costs to book. I like using the multi-city tool to do it. So let's say, for example, I'm going from Sydney to Singapore, then Singapore to London, London to New York, New York to Los Angeles, and Los Angeles back to Sydney. This is just an example, by the way. There are so many different ways that you can book a round the world trip, and it is really cool because you can get quite creative with your itinerary. Let's see how much it would cost to do a round the world trip in economy class. This round the world trip would cost 132,400 Qantas points plus $1,001 in taxes, fees and carrier charges. So the same flight, if we paid cash, would cost $2,920. So the value of a Qantas point when booking a round the world trip in economy class would be 0.14 cents. But this would be much higher when you're booking a round the world trip with business class or first class. But flights aren't the only things that you can use your Qantas points for. You can also use your Qantas points for hotels, but you usually don't get the best value when you're using your Qantas points to book hotels, and I'll show you why. If we use this example, this hotel would cost us $2,023, but if we wanted to use our Qantas points instead, it would cost us 172,000 points. So the value of a Qantas point in this situation would be 0.11 cents, which is less when you're using your points for classic rewards flights in economy, premium economy, business or first class. So in summary, the best way to use your Qantas points is generally for classic rewards flights, especially when you're booking business classic rewards flights or first class classic rewards flights. But economy classic rewards flights can still be great value as well. Using your Qantas points for hotels generally doesn't give you the best value from a points perspective. And there has also been a massive update to the Qantas Frequent Flyer program with the introduction of Classic Plus flight rewards. You'll be able to identify them because they do say Classic Plus and they do have a blue rewards ribbon. Classic Plus flight rewards are dynamically priced points flights that fluctuate the same way as commercial fares. Classic reward seats are still usually the best value, but in some cases the price of a Classic Plus flight reward can actually drop below the price of a Classic reward seats during off-peak and sale periods. So in order to find some Classic Plus flight rewards that are really good value, all I need to do is head to the sale page. So in this example, if I want to go from Sydney to Queenstown, if I select this Classic Plus flight reward, it would only cost me 15,500 Qantas points, which is actually cheaper than the Qantas Classic Reward flight at 18,000 Qantas points. Using your Qantas points for business class or first class flights is usually the best value, but it can be really difficult to find these premium reward seats, and that's why it could be really handy to use a third-party tool in order to find these premium reward seats. And I'll show you how they work. Seats Aero has a free version and a pro version. The free version allows you to search flights within the next 2 months, and the pro version allows you to search flights all year round. The pro version costs $9.99 per month, and I personally think it is worth it, especially if you are looking to book some premium flights. And you can always cancel after a month once you found your flights, which is personally what I did when I recently wanted to find some business class flights with Emirates using my Qantas points. So let's say, for example, I want to go from Sydney to Hong Kong in October, and then I can add this plus or minus 7 days. I only want direct flights, and I'm going to select Qantas Frequent Flyer. But you can also search many different other airline programs with this tool. I can see that there actually are a few business class flights available. There's this one on the 15th of October, and there's another one on the 25th of October. And if I can't find any flights for the dates that I would like, I can even create an alert and it will send me an email when that flight becomes available. This video isn't sponsored at all, but this is a really amazing tool and I do highly recommend it. It helped us find a business class flight from Dubai to Sydney with Emirates using our Qantas points, which was really difficult to find, but I'm so glad we found it eventually. And if you're not keen on paying for a tool, another really great website you can check out is Pointsier. Let's say I would like to go from Sydney to Hong Kong again, and I'll just do it for one passenger. Going to select Qantas Frequent Flyer, and then I search. And here we go, Pointsier has just found me a few different options that I can use my points for. This one isn't designed very well for Qantas Frequent Flyers. I do prefer Seats Aero, but it is a really great free tool that you can check out as well. A great way to earn Qantas points is to get a Qantas Points Earning Credit Card. The one that I personally use is the Qantas Ultimate Card. And this card actually has a brand new offer where you can earn up to 90,000 bonus Qantas points. That's 70,000 Qantas points when you apply by the 3rd of September, plus an additional 20,000 bonus Qantas points in your second year. This is one of my favorite cards because while it does have a $450 annual fee, it's actually offset by a $450 travel credit, which you get every single year. So if you do use this travel credit, then it does offset the annual fee, which is really cool. With this card, you can earn 2.25 Qantas points per dollar spent on eligible Qantas products and services. You also get 1.25 Qantas points on everyday purchases. You'll also get 2 complimentary Centurion Lounge passes each year and 2 Qantas Club Lounge passes each year. And you'll also get complimentary domestic and international travel insurance. And if you're wondering where you can go with 70,000 Qantas points or 90,000 Qantas points, you can go from Perth to Singapore one way with business class for 57,000 Qantas points. Or you could go from Sydney to London economy one way for 55,200 Qantas points, plus taxes, fees and carrier charges. And you can even use your Qantas points with different airlines, including Emirates and Cathay Pacific, and many others. I personally have 2 points earning credit cards. One is an Amex and one is a MasterCard credit card. So in situations when Amex isn't accepted, or if the merchant does charge higher fees for using an Amex card, in those cases, I'll use my MasterCard points earning credit card instead. So if you would like to check out this card for yourself, I do have a link in the description below. Using my links helps support my content and it honestly means the world to me, so I really appreciate it. Another really amazing brand new Amex card that you can check out is the Amex Essential Rewards card. With this card, you can get up to 80,000 Amex points. You get 20,000 membership rewards points every 30 days when you spend $1,000 on eligible purchases on your new card within the first 120 days. So basically, if you spend at least $1,000 on eligible purchases every 30 days, you get 20,000 membership rewards points, up to 80,000 bonus membership rewards points within that 128-day period. This card has a $9 monthly fee, which is actually quite affordable compared to some other cards on the market. And you can earn quite a lot of points for every dollar you spend with this card. And if you would like to check out this card for yourself, I do have a link in the description below. And if you'd like to learn more about other credit cards, you can check out this video that I made, which goes through some of the top credit cards in Australia. Thank you so much for watching this video, and write us a comment below with the word business with a Z, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Thank you.